All right, guys. Good morning, everybody. How we all doing for the New York session? Okay, so right now New York is playing some games with manipulation here, guys. Who do we got all on the live this morning? Let me just set up the tags here. So we can see New York has some bullish divergence right now. But there is some manipulation this morning. And London, well, let me go over the London session with you guys in a moment. Okay, perfect. How's everyone doing? Who's trading this right now? Is anybody in any longs or shorts? Appreciate you guys all for joining the live. Let's make sure my live stream is working this morning. Can you guys hear me? Perfect. Okay, awesome. My chat isn't working, so I'm going to have to go on YouTube here. How we all doing? Sharp, Scale, N, CJ, DV, Justin, Moto, how you doing? Slack, Goldie, K. Glay, Mayana, Thomas, Tim, how you doing? Joey? Okay, so we got the whole pack on here. So, guys, London ended up, well, so let's go to the Tokyo high right here. We're completely oversold on the 1 hour time frame on New York. Let's go to our, still in my BTC short from a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago. There we go in profit. Perfect. JJ Do Crypto, how we doing? If I look at my phone, guys, I'm looking in the chat on my phone, but basically we got the top of the hour in the New York session here, probably a couple more minutes. So I want to go over this chart here and kind of show you guys what I'm seeing. So obviously we know crypto is dropping a bit, which we knew that would happen today because the 4 hour was going straight down. The daily was dropping and the 18 hour was dropping here a bit too. So that was pretty obvious that would happen. Now, if you're looking at the long-term trend here, there is a slight possibility that Bitcoin could hit the bottom here, which is about 89.3, because now you're playing the channel, okay? So there is a breakout here on Bitcoin, but now you guys got to look where Bitcoin broke out. And that would be right here. So if you look at the Bitcoin breakout, we can see Bitcoin broke out. So Bitcoin shouldn't go lower. It shouldn't, unless it breaks this low. It shouldn't go lower than 89.3 if it wanted to hit that low. However, you've got a ton of fair value gaps in that area and you are completely oversold. So what Bitcoin is doing right now is consolidating at the conversion line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a smaller channel on Bitcoin from here to here, which is pretty much this area. And in the shorter term, I can see Bitcoin visiting possibly 91.1. There's a slight possibility if we break this region right here, but there is 15-minute bullish divergence. So you've got 15-minute bullish divergence here in the market. You can see your stochastic RSI, your RSI, you close the lower low here. Here you have a higher low and you're moving up. The other thing is in the shorter term, really shorter term, we haven't hit the top of our RSI. So the lowest I can see Bitcoin going is 89 to play that channel because we did hit the top. The only thing I don't like at the moment is the fact that we have broken the uptrend on the 4-hour. Kind of broke it. Yep, you definitely broke it. So you broke the uptrend on the 4-hour, and that means the RSI does have a lot of room to reset the bottom here. Now, furthermore, there's a lot of fair value gaps here. So if you go on your liquidity gaps here on Bitcoin, $88K, Joey, you think Bitcoin could go to $88K? If Bitcoin wanted to absolutely liquidate all of the shorts, I would say that Bitcoin could potentially go to 88.6, but I don't see it going down to, I don't see it breaking this channel. And the reason I don't see Bitcoin breaking this channel is because we have a macro breakout, right? So this isn't just a fake out back inside of the channel. This is a macro fake out. Now we are bobbing up and down here. Obviously we had a little bit of a pump, but all we're doing, guys, is if you look at Bitcoin right here, we are bouncing off of our 618. Now I am on logarithmic, but we are bouncing off of our 618 right here. So now you can see Bitcoin's just ranging in this region right here at our 618. And you guys forgot to tell me to take off the live starting soon. But basically right here, you can see bounce, bounce, bounce in this area. Until Bitcoin breaks this fair value gap, I don't see Bitcoin dropping at all, which is 90,007. This is a very, very strong fair value gap right now. What I would expect Bitcoin to do is if it was going to drop, just play the channel, right? So you're in a little channel here, but you're oversold. I would, based on this low right here, I would expect Bitcoin to push up to 94 one more time and then continue back down. Or my trading view is very, very slow this morning. I have no idea why. Or if you break this prior low, then you're going to come down to 89. But I don't really see us breaking 89 if that was the factor. Now we do have 1 hour left on our 4-hour close. But this is a massive uptrend on Bitcoin, right? So huge uptrend on the breakout. I see Bitcoin just playing out the channel. If we broke this low right here, back inside of the channel, then we're in trouble. Then we are in big trouble. But as of right now, I wouldn't be too cautious with Bitcoin. All we're doing is really ranging. We are ranging in a macro time frame though. So if you go back to your Ichimoku cloud here, and non-financial advice, guys, set up your own setups and stuff, but the lagging span never crossed. So because the lagging span never crossed, I'm not worried. If this lagging span crosses down, I would definitely be a bit cautious, and then I would expect us to drop. But as of right now, I'm not worried in a drop. We're in a range at the 618. And all London really did was manipulate the New York and Tokyo position. Okay, so London, I'm going to show you guys what London did with AMD. So we know Tokyo accumulated. Okay, guys, so if you're looking at Tokyo right here, the Tokyo session, okay, so we're bouncing off the Ichimoku cloud in the 1 hour. That's pretty cool. Our 800 SMA is right here. I could even see 93.7 being hit one more time, but of course we got a bit of resistance right here. So we do need to break this resistance, which is about 92.4. But basically so here was Tokyo. So this was New York. All the New York session closed right here. Tokyo closed right here and ranged. So now you're below the New York low. So what London did was drop it down to here and kind of range. Okay. So that is distribution, actually. London dropped it. What New York did is New York came below the London close. And if I know the New York session like I know the New York session, if we can break this area, we're going to give the big finger to New York and London, and we're going to take out the Tokyo high and possibly the London high. And then if we were going to drop, that would be my drop, because New York always takes out the London or Tokyo high, especially the Tokyo high. But we are kind of in this sideways ranging channel here at the Ichimoku cloud. Now, if you guys could see right here on the 1 hour time frame, we're oversold, right? So there's not much more room to drop right now because we're oversold. If we were overbought, I would expect this thing to come all the way down to 89. And even on the 4 hour, we're very, very oversold, guys. So we're looking for more of a range. Of course, anything could happen. It is also a Wednesday, keep in mind. And Wednesdays are not green days for the market. But overall, because the MACD is still open on your daily, because this MACD is still open on your daily, I'd be very, very cautious shorting. And obviously cautious longing too, because the MACD is closed on the 4 hour time frame, right? Okay, I got to look at my comments on my phone here because my comment thing isn't working. I think we will go down to 88K to fill the CME gap, okay? A lot of people are talking about that CME gap. Perfect. Thomas, your relationship with broccoli didn't get any better. Hit that like button, guys. Let's run up the live. New York. You can always gather New York up for manipulation. So now that we know the market sessions here, we know New York is manipulating London a bit. We'll see what happens. We need to break this area right here if we want to come up to my 94 target. Now, this is a little bit of a falling wedge in the shorter time frame. And being that this is a falling wedge, I could expect us to do this and break it in the shorter term. You can see a perfect falling wedge, bang. Maybe we go up to here. Maybe we come down to here at 91 again and then break out. But as long as we're in this channel, the market is not going to drop, in my personal opinion. If we break this channel, guys, then we're in trouble, right? And that's 90,800. So I'm personally long on Bitcoin until the market breaks. I've been very, very vocal with that. I like the channel that we're in. I don't like how we are having a lot of red momentum, and I don't like the resistance. But again, this could just range in that area here. Now, the 4 hour is dropping for another 59 minutes. So this 4 hour could push down and take out some liquidity down here until the 4 hour close is over. So keep that in mind. All right, what are most people doing, guys? Shorting this market, longing it, or watching the chaos unfold? Yeah, so there's a big possibility, guys, that Bitcoin comes down to this 91.8, right? But we are in this wedge too, so. We never even hit the top of that resistance either, which is 92.3. So we'll see what happens here on Bitcoin. We got 57 minutes left on this close. Now, another thing too is if you guys look at the 18-hour time frame, this is a pump, a drop, a wick, another whip, another close. So we are continuously bouncing off of this fair value gap here. We haven't touched the bottom of it yet. Dusty waiting for the chaos to unfold. There we go. So if you look right here, we haven't hit the bottom of the fair value gap. We could definitely hit that bottom of that fair value gap and just range in this region. But it does look like Bitcoin is for sure trying to take out this low right here. And my software isn't working for the liquidity gaps at the moment. Let me see if it will work. If you guys aren't unsure where the market is going, make sure you guys don't trade it, right? New York session is very finicky. There's a lot of stuff in the New York session, like lots of manipulation in the New York session, tons. So even when the market is looking like it is going to dump or pump, New York just reverses it either way. Kingdom Come, how you doing? N short, Kingdom Come long. Okay. Okay, so we're in this wedge here. We've got a double bottom here. I want to see what this wedge does. I will say we keep on ranging at this conversion line here, being oversold. And some news could shake the market too, guys, right? So I'm going to draw my channel from this area to right here. New York session is hard to look at altcoins because New York is like crazy. So again, I can see it pushing down to 91. It's possible. But as long as we're in this channel, I'm still would be expecting the top of that resistance right there. All right, hit that like button, guys. Let's run up the YouTube live. I don't know why my comment section isn't working. When does New York open again? New York is open now. New York is already open. So we wait for New York to open. We kind of looking at the wicks and stuff like that. All right, let's see what happens here, guys. With the 1 hour oversold too, I wouldn't be too cautious about it. But again, if we break the channel, that is the problem. I'm pretty much wrapped up with the New York session now. Like the New York session doesn't really bother me anymore because as long as we're in ranging channels, we're fine. If we're not in a ranging channel, then we've got a problem and we know New York could take it all the way down. Okay, so for now, we're in this wedge. It's a 5 minute oversold yet. Nope. 5 minutes overbought. That's not good. We are in a 1 minute double bottom, but I would say for this 4 hour close, we're going to try to push down to that 91. Try. Or even to take out this wick. The only thing I don't like, guys, is how New York has not taken out the Tokyo or London high, previous high. Okay, let's look at a couple large caps here. Because New York's really doing nothing at the moment. So XRP didn't break out. XRP's dropping pretty hard here. So XRP almost hit the top of the channel. Now XRP is about to hit that bottom trend line here. I'm curious to see what Total 3 is doing. Okay, so Total 3 is dropping, rejecting the 50. This is going to be very interesting for altcoins because we already broke out of the macro time frame. But Total 3 broke the uptrend. That's not good. So anytime the market's dropping, guys, you want to go look at more information, more data, more data. Don't just hop into trades. Like Bitcoin's a lot safer, but this is not good for altcoins. So yes, we did break the uptrend. I mean the downtrend. Finding a fair value gap here is really, really important. We're actually rejecting the 800 SMA. So the 800 SMA is getting rejected here pretty good. I don't like that on altcoins. Of course, you did break out though. So technically Total 3 can range, which is your altcoins. But now what needs to happen, guys, is we need to get above this 800 SMA. If we can't get above this or the 200 SMA, we're definitely in trouble. Do I think we can drop? Well, we're probably just going to range around this volume gap like this on Total 3. There is a double bottom here as well. But again, we broke the trend. So weird with New York on a Wednesday. Things are looking definitely weird. I wouldn't say things are looking bearish, but it's looking weird. Are we in retrograde by any chance? Because this is looking like Mercury in retrograde price action right now. If we break out of this falling wedge, we go all the way up to that 93.894 target, if we do. That 15 minutes still moving up. That 1 hour is not doing anything. Okay, how about Solana? All right, let's see what Solana is doing. Same thing, ranging, right? So Sol is just going sideways in a downtrend still. Sol's the only thing that didn't break out at the moment. Thank you guys all for joining the New York session. Again, guys, if you're here, I'm personally in a long at the moment, but I will get out if it breaks my channel. So we'll see what happens. There's no reason for me to be short because we're on an uptrend, but if it breaks my 91.8, I'm going to be out for sure, or 90,008. So Solana's ranging right here. Not doing much of anything. Shout out to all the people in the live, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for joining the live. We did break the uptrend here in Solana. Uptrend is definitely broken. And now you're just ranging here. Typically, when you break an uptrend, though, you're going to drop. And this is what I don't like. Nothing really dropped. Sure, Bitcoin dropped a bit, but it's really just ranging. And even right now on the 4-hour here, Solana is just very oversold. So it looks like we're going to come down to the bottom of the 4-hour time frame here. And then bounce off of this area right here, possibly. That would mean that Solana has a long ways to go to the bottom here of that RSI. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin DOM. So DOM was dropping pretty heavy here on total 3. We can see DOM dropping pretty heavy. A little bit of a rounded bottom here on Bitcoin dominance. Now, if Bitcoin's dropping and dominance is pumping, that is not good. There's a huge rounded bottom here. And your 4 hours very, very oversold on Bitcoin DOM. So keep that in mind that you do have pretty much resistance all the way here. So DOM could pump to about 59% roughly. Yeah, the market's a wild card at the moment because we are in an uptrend on the macro, but we definitely did hit the top of the channel here, which was 94,600. So, and the 4 hours dropping. So we'll have to see how that 4 hour fares. We could very well hit that CME gap, guys. But again, Bitcoin needs to break this 90,007 region. Nothing is really happening into New York, though. Like, we're dropping a bit. But for the most part, we're just really ranging. Let's see if we... Before the 18-hour close, though, I will say this. We definitely are dropping before the 18-hour close. So if you look at the daily right here, I think I pointed this out in my live. Yes, the daily MACD is going up. Trend is your friend. Absolutely, the trend is your friend. And right now, we're on an uptrend at the moment, but I've been in a long since 90,800. So my long is, I'm just holding my long and seeing what happens. But yeah, absolutely the trend is your friend. So if this channel breaks on Bitcoin, I will 100% short. Let's see, Bitcoin's dropping here on the 15. Yeah, you might break it. You might break it. So what I see Bitcoin doing is pretty much coming down to the bottom here, essentially. If it's going to break it, then come down to the bottom, if it will break it, which is 88.9 to 89. Everything is frozen. Yep. Everything is frozen because the thing is you got a ranging channel. Well, now Bitcoin's dropping for sure, right? You got a ranging channel right here, which is a little bit of a downtrend. But at the same token, you have an uptrend. So here's the deal. We are on an uptrend about 89.9 or whatever that is, 89.7. So this is the uptrend. But right here, you can see that Bitcoin broke your smaller uptrend. So right here is the break of your smaller uptrend. So now things get interesting. If you look right here, technically Bitcoin should hit the bottom. But if you look right here, we could form bullish divergence. We'll see. Yep, we're definitely dropping. So looks like Bitcoin's trying to push up that liquidity. Now, is this going to be manipulation? I don't think so. I think we're going to come all the way down to 89 at the moment. Possibly. We'll see. That's a 4-hour time frame close. I'm trying to go to my liquidity gaps here on the higher time frames, but my trading view isn't working for that one there. I definitely wouldn't be short until it breaks this. If it breaks this and backtests this, we're going to drop. Nope, not working. I got to figure it out. So the New York session is open, guys, and Bitcoin did manipulate a bit here. We're definitely dropping 100%. So what you want to look at now here is look at this uptrend channel. You got your 9 and 21 crossing here. Don't forget to take profits and set stop losses 100%. You got your 9 and 21 crossing right here on your fair value gap. So it's possible that Bitcoin bounces off of 90,007, but the way we're looking right now is, I don't know. We'll see. We're literally at the bottom of the trend. So and Bitcoin never hit that resistance there on the on your larger channel, which is weird. All right, guys, hit that like button. All I really care about is Bitcoin right now. New York is all Bitcoin, not really altcoins. If you're looking at altcoins, you're looking at Tokyo and you're looking at Tokyo and London. Well, now you're going back inside of the falling wedge. All right, let's see what people think is going to happen. Michael, how you doing? Who thinks Bitcoin is going to drop all the way down to 89K or 88? And who thinks Bitcoin is going to reverse right here? I can't do any polls, but and then there's a CME gap right here too, guys, right? So we have a CME gap at, a lot of people have pointed this out on Bitcoin, which is very prominent around pretty much 89K. 89.5 would be that CME gap. See, we broke out of the macro on Bitcoin here. So even the CME broke out, you can see right here. So there's the possibility we just range at this fair value gap. Going to bounce at 90,007, reverse any moment. Okay, we'll see what happens. I think my favorite time to go live is honestly London. Not too much crazy stuff happens, and I could actually look at other altcoins. So here's the bottom of that trend channel that we've been talking about, right? The reason I don't like us potentially dumping all the way to 89K right now. Now, if we break this channel, guys, who cares what I like? We're going to drop potentially, but it's because we're very, very oversold and we already hit the bottom here of the RSI in the 1 hour and the 15. The reason I don't like us pumping is because right now the 4 hour MACD is coming down, but I don't know. It's a wild card. It is a wild card. I wish I can show you guys my liquidity gaps on my other program there, because it would show a lot more. The other thing too here is you've got I got to see how this 4 hour closes. This 4 hour is looking very, very grim at the moment. Not good on the 4 hour, right? Even though we're in an uptrend on the macro, we're still in a downtrend on the 4 hour now. Okay, let's take a jab at Ethereum here. Yeah, Ethereum's dropping too. So this is just a red day overall for the overall market. Tokyo kind of held it up, but London dropped it. Ethereum broke the trend on the 4 hour time frame. Ethereum completely broke the trend on the 4 hour. Which is not good if you're Ethereum trader. So I'd be looking at a new trend here on Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum comes all the way down to 3,000 in that region, 3,000 area. Well, we range. It is an uptrend, but I'd be looking at Ethereum to come down to 3,000-ish and then continue back up. If we lose 3,000, we're in trouble and we're gonna have a major drop. Rip it up with the fake out, then back down. No, we're definitely dropping, guys, 100%. You can see we're trying to push down to that 90,008. Trying to. I want to look at my 8-hour time frame here and see if we have any major rejection on the 8 hour. Okay, so the 8 crossed already. But if you look at the 8-hour time frame, this is now your trend on the 8-hour time frame right here. So you broke this trend right here. We need to stay above this trend. With the 8-hour crossing with your 9 and 21, that is fairly bullish. So if we could close this 30-minute at about like 90,007, that should be the reversal. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, we drop all the way down to 89K. Which is fine too. 89K is not too bad because that would just be playing out the uptrend. And then you're just forming a macro uptrend right here. That 5-minute is very, very oversold right now at the bottom of that trend. We'll see. We got 1 more minute left on this 15-minute close, guys. This channel's pretty crazy, this falling wedge. I got to redraw my falling wedge now because there's a wick right here. Right there, and it bounced off that wick. All right, guys, hit that like button. Hope you're enjoying the live. So it is hard to talk about other coins in the New York session, especially when we're trading. But right now, all eyes on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the star of the show. Let me see what Virtuals is doing. Craig, how you doing? Because if I could get a retrace on Virtual. So Virtuals broke trend too. Virtuals broke the uptrend. And that would be to take us from all the way here. Now, if I'm looking at Virtuals, it is rejecting as well. So you can see Virtuals rejecting that middle line. But you are bouncing off of a fair value gap. So here's a good problem to have on Virtuals. Because we are in a bit of an up, well, we broke the uptrend in the shorter term. But now all we're looking for Virtuals to do is break out of this high right here, which is about 120. Okay, so the 15-minute closed, and we're still dropping. We're not going up. So I would be very, very surprised to see, well, the CME gap is normal to fill, but I would be following AMD and stuff. Bitcoin normally would take out a previous high. So this falling wedge is playing out. We just got to see. Five minutes oversold. 1 minute is very, very oversold. 15-minute is dropping. So the 15 minutes dropping, that's going to bring momentum down. Are you in an XMR short or are you in a long? Non-financial advice, guys. Make sure you're protecting your own trades, right? So 4-hour close here is wicked. 27 minutes left in this 4-hour close. We got some bullish dive right here in the 5-minute. An XMR long. I wouldn't. Okay, so altcoins are kind of tough to long or short. I'm just playing Bitcoin at the moment, but XMR did break trend. So for sure, XMR broke trend. It could be a fake out. You're oversold here on the 15-minute. There's a huge head and shoulder on XMR, though. Huge. And the 4 hours overbought, whereas Bitcoin, the 4 hours not overbought. So I would be cautious on XMR. Definitely very cautious for sure. Potentially it could bounce off this region right here, which is about 422. All right, guys, hit that like button. So we got 20 minutes left in this 4-hour close. If Bitcoin closes in this channel in the 4-hour, I would say we get a reversal. If Bitcoin breaks the 4-hour, I would say we're going to drop. There's definitely manipulation going on into New York. This isn't. So you got 25 minutes left in this 1-hour close. And if you're looking at the 1 hour here, if this 1 hour flips, that's bullish divergence. Right now it's pointing down. But it definitely is from this low to right here, that's bullish dive on Bitcoin. Okay, so you've got a low right here, and this is a higher low. That's definitely bullish divergence on Bitcoin for sure. Good morning, Olga. How we doing? Is there any FOMC or anything today, guys? Any FOMC, anything I'm not aware of? I want to take a look at AAVE. Again, I'm holding my long, guys. But I obviously know where to get out if it breaks my area. So potentially this could be the reversal on AAVE right here. I'm looking for a massive reversal. Argale, how we doing? I'm looking at a massive reversal in AAVE, guys. I'm looking for AAVE to break this. It hasn't broken it yet. AAVE is rejecting here on the downtrend. AAVE is looking very, very good. It could pretty much bounce off this area right here. You're oversold on AAVE. Obviously, you're in a double top right now. But if AAVE could break this resistance, ultimately this channel, you're looking really good. And AAVE is bouncing off this fair value gap, but it is rejecting the 800 SMA. So keep an eye on it, guys, because if this double bottom does play out on AAVE, then we are going to skyrocket. Now, I know a lot of people are looking at Bitcoin dropping right away, but I want to point something out, guys. Every single cryptocurrency project I'm looking at has the double bottom, and it broke out on the daily. So for the market to really crash and burn, you need to break that low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go the weekly time frame here. And I want to look at Bitcoin on the weekly, and I care about Bitcoin on the weekly. The reason being is because, let's see. Weekly is moving up on your indicator, but a lot of volatility going on to New York right now. Let's say that was the bottom. Let's say that was the bottom. Then I want to go over everybody's thesis about 88K. If that was the bottom, then Bitcoin should not break this channel right here, which would be 89.3, because if that was the bottom and Bitcoin was reversing up off of the parallel channel, then 89.3 should be the bottom. And if you break that area right there, you're breaking a macro reversal uptrend. So keep that in mind. Because if we came all the way back down to here, that means we'd be back at the bottom of the channel. But it does look like Bitcoin is probably going to play out this channel, guys. I'm the guy that keeps on repeating the drop from April. Any validated, I can't even say that word right now. So here's the problem with the drop from April. The problem is that we already broke the daily structure, right? So if this was in a downtrend still, I'd say for sure. But really what you need to do now is you need to invalidate this structure on the daily. And basically what I mean by that is you need to break, for April to play out, you need to pretty much break back inside of the channel. And then you come down to 64K. It's possible Bitcoin could go to 85, 86. But if you do that, you need to invalidate that breakout, right? Typically when you invalidate a downtrend, that means you're going to pop back up, and that means you're going to hold support, and that means you're typically going to range, which is why we're not crashing and burning right now. Like, all the time frames are pretty bearish, but we're just really bouncing up and down. If you guys look in the 4-hour time frame here on Bitcoin, we're not really dropping. All we're doing is we're in the Bollinger Bands. So this might look like a drop to most people, but all we're doing is we're coming down to the bands and we're tightening. That's all we're doing. Could we still hit 90,005 and 90,007? Yes, absolutely. But all these bands are doing is ranging back and forth, and you're oversold in the 4 hours. So you keep on tapping the bands over and over and over, right? This is why this drop doesn't scare me, guys, because I see that we're just really in the middle, right? We're not really doing anything. Now, if we broke this channel, I would definitely be cautious, and then I'm worried because now I'm invalidating my uptrend. But could 86K happen? For sure it could. Absolutely. Anything could happen, but we would need to invalidate this massive uptrend right here. I just want to see what this 4 hour does because I don't like this bearish reversal. We had a pickup here off liquidity, and now we have a bearish reversal. I definitely do not like that. Hit that like button, fam. Let's run up the live. I appreciate you all for joining. I'll stay live for the market chaos. Again, guys, I could be completely wrong, but when I go against a trend, I always get wrecked. So I'm not going against the trend this time. Even though we're dropping, I'm not going against the trend. Obviously, we're in a smaller downtrend here, but overall, we're in a macro uptrend. Posted the chart on Beast Limitless. There you go. How much lower can XDC go? Make sure you guys take a look at the charts people are posting, guys, on beastlimitless.com. Whoa, XDC is dropping a lot here. Let me look. XDC is faking out. That is not good. That is not good. So XDC broke out, and it is faking out. Now, I'm going to go look at that chart on Beast Limitless because I want to see all possible scenarios. That's not good. A major altcoin like that faking out, I would say there's no fair value gap even on XDC right now. Nope, not good at all. We broke the uptrend. Okay, so we definitely broke the uptrend here on XDC. I would say that's ranging around 5 cents in this region because we also broke the downtrend. One Up Trading, how you doing, fam? Okay, let's go take a look at this chart. A lot of people are thinking Bitcoin's going to fake out, hey, and go back inside the trend. Which chart is it? There's a lot of charts here. I don't know which one it is. This price action reminds me of 2022 March time when we broke the trend and ripped back down. Did we in March break the trend in 2022? Let me go look at that because that is really important. Here's the thing, guys. So if you look at this from a bullish scenario, we actually bounced off the weekly trend. The thing is, a lot of people aren't looking at right now to be bearish is we're very, very oversold on the weekly. So bouncing off this support right here would make us form a new channel. So technically, you can say we never actually broke the uptrend because you got this point right here. What I would say is bearish invalidation for this to break. Yeah, you would have to break, honestly, you would have to break this low right here and just continue dumping, and then you would have to redraw a new channel. I just see us really ranging, but anything could happen. Anything could happen. Okay, there we go. I see the chart. So guys, a lot of people are posting their charts, right? Okay, if we look at, okay, I see what you're saying here on the 1 hour invalidation, 87K. Am I even on the right? Yeah, okay, right here. So yeah, this would be perfect. This would literally be perfect. You're breaking the uptrend here, and you would come down to that 87, 88K. That would be correct. That would be 100% correct with how that channel is drawn. For sure. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. If Bitcoin breaks that low, then yeah, we're definitely dropping for sure. I don't know. For me, guys, I can't short the market. I just can't do it. I just like when we were dropping, I couldn't long the market. In some scenarios, I did. If we broke this, I'm absolutely going short all day, which would be 89K. That would be my short. But again, that CME gap is around 89K too. So that's, even if we, or 90K, even if we drop back down to 90K, my long would be okay because I got into a long at the breakout right here. So fun and games in the market. And I like how you guys are giving, I like how you guys are giving all your perspectives too. I appreciate you guys all for joining live this morning, giving your perspectives. SPX is dumping the S&P 500. Or S&P is going up. NASDAQ is dropping. NASDAQ is kind of ranging. Am I on the right NASDAQ, or are you talking about ES1, right? It did break trend, but NASDAQ is in a double top. I just see us faking out and going back up, honestly. Kingdom Come, I appreciate you. Okay, Bitcoin, we've got a couple more minutes on this 4-hour close right here. Now, here's my plan on the market, guys, because I do have a plan. Let's say Bitcoin breaks out and bounces back up to this 90, whatever this is right here, 94. Then I'm going to be out and I'm going to reevaluate this whole thing. Because now if you draw the new channel, you hit the channel twice. You hit the channel twice, this little range. Sometimes I look like an idiot longing when people are shorting, but this isn't a popularity contest. All I'm really trying to do is just look at my levels and see my channels and my range. Here's that resistance. This needs to break right here. And we bounced off this twice. So typically when you bounce off the channel once, you're going to pump back to the top. We bounced off it twice and technically double bottomed here now. while being oversold in the 1 hour time frame with bullish divergence. I hope you guys are enjoying these lives, and I really like how everybody's sharing their perspective because nobody's right at the end of the day. All I like to say is the trend is your friend. But you guys are awesome for sharing all your perspectives. Is anybody long right now on Bitcoin is the question. This bullish divergence is very, very strong on BTC, but we need to break that 15-minute falling wedge. I don't know. I got to see how that 4 hour closes. Here's one thing that is not good. USDT is pumping, right? So we broke out. We have a rounded bottom on USDT. And we definitely broke out. So if that is the case, then we got to draw a new channel here on USDT. And that would be the bottom of the channel. And if that is the bottom of the channel, you know how channels play out. You got resistance right here. USDT can pump to about 6%, 6.3, and ultimately 6.6% in that little range that it is in. It did break the uptrend. Go long or go home. 90K I will long and strong with stop below daily bullish fair value gap. Ty Scott, there we go. This may be the fake out. I'm forming a trauma bond with Bitcoin just watching this. Crazy, right? I like being live with you guys on the New York session because it's actually fun and things happen. Tokyo, nothing ever happens. New York, nothing ever happens. Right? We're printing that lower low, but we're printing a higher high on our indicators. So that is bullish dive all day. Now you're going to get bullish dive when you drop. So we'll see. Okay, the 4 hour close is in literally 5 minutes, guys. So we're going to see what this 4 hour does. One more thing too, guys, I want to mention is on this potential drop is keep in mind, yeah, we could have okay. So going to the RSI here on the daily, I'm going to go over the bearish scenario that everybody's talking about. We never hit the top of the daily RSI resistance here. So this is going to be caution to the wind up here, but we never actually hit the top. We never even hit the top of the RSI. We broke out. But if you line it up perfectly, we never hit the top of that resistance. So typically what happens is it usually fakes out. It usually pumps and hits that top and then rejects. If we're dropping on the daily, I would expect us to hit the top here and then continue on to the downside, if that is going to be a thing. Or just pump and break to the top. Yeah, make sure you guys are joining beslimless.com. I know, guys, I'm a bit focused on the chart, but the reality is New York, you can't really be bouncing up and down. You need to be focused on the chart. And it is Wednesday. It's a red day. What can I say? The funny thing is we haven't broken the Bollinger Bands yet. This is crazy. Is everyone tuning in on the live from work, or are you guys just at home trading full time? Yeah, looking to see if we have a daily candle that closes the bearish engulfing. That will be key as well, for sure. For sure, for sure. Okay, so judging how the 5 minutes oversold and the 15-minute is overbought, I'm going to say we're reversing right away. But it all does depend on that 1 hour and 4 hour close, realistically. If we're really going to drop back down to the bottom of the channel at 89, I would like to see us push back up to that resistance one more time around 94. As long as we're in this channel, 94 is happening. If we're not in this channel, then we come all the way down to here. But the uptrend did for sure break. Well, actually, it did technically break, but you could draw a new channel here if it bounces off. You could call this your new channel. Like, it isn't a perfect channel, but you could redraw that, being that it would be a low right here. You would take these two wicks at the bottom, and that would be your new channel if it did bounce right here. I'm at work sitting in my cab. There we go, Michael. Hey, thank you for tuning in. One up, the 3-day chart does not look good either. Kingdom Come at home. Three-day chart on Bitcoin, hey? So if we look at the 3-day chart is very overbought. Very, very overbought. Again, we have a bit more ways to move up to that resistance. So I'm going to openly say one more pump and then we drop. Maybe not a big drop, but we do drop. Because we never hit the top here, and your MACD is rolling up on your 3-day. But it is still below the 0 line. Your 3 days reversing here, though, which is not good. Your K and D is pushing down. So, okay, so it's 10 o'clock. We'll see what happens here. Here's the thing, guys. The market is obviously dropping on the 18-hour too, right? So for the next 1 hour and 59 minutes, we might get a drop or just a range. Home Wednesdays, let's go. Appreciate you guys all for joining the live. Again, this 4-hour close, I don't like it. The 4-hour close is really, really bad in the market right now. That's a bad 4-hour close. I know we're pumping a bit here, but that 4 hour is not looking good at all. 1 hour is not even looking good. Not looking good for sure. 15 minutes looking okay with that bullish divergence, but the stochastic is not looking good. Okay, 1 hour's got that bullish dive. I would say we range pump and dump a bit. For anything to happen at the moment, guys, we need to break this falling wedge. But if we remain in this channel, we're going to move up. If we don't, we're going to go down. That's pretty much where I'm at right now. We range, oversold at the bottom of the channel. We break the channel. We come all the way down to that 88.9 to 89 that a lot of people are saying. This is like watching paint dry. I want to see if PONKE held the breakout. Watch, I'm going to go off the live and the market's going to fly. Or drop, one of them two. Drop or fly. Again, if you're just tuning into the live, guys, I'm long at the moment, but I will be switching my long if Bitcoin isn't looking too good. So PONKE did break out. PONKE tried to fake out, but break out, but it's kind of faking out here. So I'm noticing some altcoins are faking out, some altcoins are breaking out. Oh, it's a tough one. Oversold at the breakout point. I don't like that fair value gap. I for sure wouldn't short it. I don't know. We're looking pretty bottomed at the moment, guys. Like if I'm looking at a lot of trades, we're looking bottom on the shorter term. But I do not like the 4 hour. I will say that 4 hour is looking very, very grim. If that 4 hour was pointing up, it'd be look a lot nicer. But that 4 hour is not good. That 4 hour is pointing right down. So even if we do get a breakout and a pump, I would say we can drop into that 4 hour close. So keep an eye on that 4 hour, but that 1 hour is printing that bullish divergence. Hope you guys are enjoying the live. I'm just doing what I have to work with here. And that is all I really got for you guys today. Nothing is really happening into New York. Okay, guys, we will be live for Tokyo today at 8 to 8:30 p.m. See Cardano. Cardano's got a nice little double bottom here. Cardano has got a nice little double bottom off of a fake out. Well, actually, hold on. Did it break out? Now I got to redraw all my breakouts because I'm not scared of the market, but I definitely am cautious. I'm not going to be. Yeah, so Cardano is rejecting right here. But if Cardano breaks out, Cardano's going to fly. So I would definitely set an alert on ADA, guys. ADA's looking very, very good. Obviously, we got a bit of rejection here, but if we could break out on ADA, ADA's going to take off. No problem, Slack. No problem, and no problem, Kingdom Come. I appreciate you guys. So you guys know the parallel channel. If you're longing with me, non-financial advice, right? Like you're going to take a little loss if it breaks it. But this channel is what you need to follow right here. 90,008 is where I'd get out of my long. Actually, hold on, because it could even push down. Let's say Bitcoin wanted to be cheeky, market makers. It could hypothetically push down even to 90,004. As long as Bitcoin's above the 200 SMA, guys, we're fine. If Bitcoin breaks this 200 SMA and backtests on the 1 hour, then we've got a problem. right? Then we've got a big problem. Then we come down. But right now, Bitcoin's holding above that 1 hour 200 SMA. So you can see what happens. Hold my long. Hopefully we pump to my 94 and then we drop and then we're happy at the end of the day. T, no problem. Thank you guys. We'll see you. Is everybody going to be on the Tokyo session live tonight? Hope to see you guys all on the Tokyo session tonight. If you guys are not in beastlimitless.com, join it. All right. But for the New York session, we're pretty much quiet. Like not too much is happening. We're filling the bands. We're hanging out at the bands. We're hanging out at the middle of the channel. No problem. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the live tonight, 8 to 8:30 p.m. for Tokyo. Then we've got New York tomorrow morning again. And then we've got London tomorrow morning. Set your stop losses in profit, guys. A lot of people need to take 50,000 of vitamin D. Yeah, I've been taking vitamin D. My vitamin D is very low. So come on, Bitcoin, be the little engine that could. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you tonight.